World? This is Christopher Life Willers, and this is the After Prison Show. And yes, actually, I'm about to start calling it the Freedom Show or something, man. I always got to announce and shout out. I am off probation officially. I am grateful. I am blessed. It's been a long ride. If you know my journey or briefly, I was locked up for 16 years, 11 months from 2003 to 2020. I came home, the pandemic hit. I was on probation indefinitely, and I just got off now in 2023. I'm now officially a free man. I no longer have to report. I'm grateful. And that's it. I feel a little bit lighter. You know, my wife says I look lighter, all that. Today, though, I really wanted to talk because it's funny, right? I posted it, I couldn't wait to be able to post my birthday coming up too. I'm about to post my cash app. I'm gonna try that too. I never tried that. I'm gonna try to give me a couple dollar donations. But I was waiting for the moment to be able to post up that, hey, yo, I'm off probation like that, because I've seen other people do it and they're celebrating. And man, let me say, I got plenty of love and people are reposting my joint like they was getting off probation. It's a holiday, you know. But one of the comments I remember that was specifically put in there, I forgot her name, man, white lady, man. She put in there, she said, "Congratulations, you beat the system. Now go show them what you're made of." Now, I know exactly what she was saying. It's damn near impossible to get through prison, incarceration, and probation. It is not the easiest thing to do. It is not. It's just not set up nowadays for it to be an easy thing. Excuse me while I'm getting this other camera right. We over here. We everywhere. We in 5-6 different places right now. It's not easy to get through prison. It's not easy to get through probation. So many people are getting locked back up. And it's crazy. One of the weirdest thoughts to me, I guess not weird thoughts, you know, but it is what it is the fact that people see people getting locked up every day. People see people getting locked up every day, and they still try their hand. They still shooting their shot. They still thinking that they can beat the system. They still thinking that they can beat law enforcement. Do you see what law enforcement is doing? They're getting smarter and smarter. Technology. A lot of times we're breaking laws trying to make a couple $100 at first or whatever. And they got $1 million technology waiting on us. Think about that. Just think about it. Anybody that's not in the streets, if you're thinking about being in the street, or if you're in the streets, think about that for a second. You getting in the game, you got 100, let's just say you about to make a move and you gonna make 100,000. Let's just say, which nobody does that. Unless you in the movies, because I ain't never met nobody that pulled a lick off of that when I was in the streets or listening to them dudes talking in prison, unless they sit in the Fed somewhere. But let's just say you pull off a lick for that. It still don't matter, because they got $10 million in technology waiting on you. They're gonna track your phone, your shoe, your pheromones. They're gonna find you. You know, not only that, you know, we continue to shoot our hand when we know that snitching is an all-time high. And no, you can't snitch if you're a civilian. I want to be clear. I'm gonna do a whole separate piece on that. If you're a civilian, you can't snitch. You're not in the streets. A snitch is somebody that commits crimes with someone, right? Says, I'm signing up to be in the streets, gets caught, and then tells on his people that he was in the streets with. That's a snitch, because you signed up to be in a different lane, so you're supposed to move a different way. I'm not saying I support any of it, because I'm out the way and retired. Thank goodness. But I'm trying to tell you is get out the streets. But for those of you that may need this information, man, and it's all love, and it's crap. I built with a few of my brothers, and you know, one of them actually he went back, and he's back home again. You know, but he actually gave me some of the topics to speak on today, as far as how people end up getting incarcerated. What is the main reason? Aside from that, how can we? Matter of fact, we just gonna call it how not to get locked up, like we put on there, or how not to go back to prison. We're gonna go straight into it, man. This is really easy. I think a lot of times I've always posed the question. I brought it. I'm back in my building mode now, right? And yesterday I posed the question to a young man. I said, "Did you know?" It's one of my favorite questions. Did you know the projects don't have to be dirty? He looked at me crazy. I said, "Did you know they don't have to be filled with violence?" He looked at me crazy again. I said, "Did you know that it's a group of individuals making a decision in that area every day to get up, shoot guns, and sell drugs and throw garbage on the floor that's making it be that way?" It's the mindset. So when you get good information, you might not, you know, if any of you feels like it's good information, man, apply it. A smart man learns from his own mistakes or his own, his own experience. but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others or the experiences of others. So, lock this in real quick, man. One of the main reasons individuals get locked back up or go to prison in the first place is keeping up with the Joneses. Man, if you've been locked up for 5 years and your homeboy been out here for 5 years, do not come home trying to keep up with the Joneses. Do not come home and be upset because you got to take the bus. Well, you could be upset, but not to the point where you're going to risk your life and your freedom because you want a pickup truck like your homeboy, or you want a Benz like your favorite rapper on TV, or whatever it is. Don't be that person. Don't. I am not telling you anything based off feeling. I'm telling you what's being based off fact. I consider myself decently successful in life, humbly. But let me tell you something else. I'm the most frugal person in the world. I will shop at Goodwill every chance I get, and I'm always looking for the bargain of the budget. If you're not rocking like that, hey, it is what it is. But man, you have to live below your means, especially in a time like this, or you better have a heck of a hustle game the right way, where you ain't looking over your shoulder. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Stop trying to position yourself financially in 6 months in a place where it took somebody else 6 years. Can it happen? Yeah. Can you do it the right way? Yeah. It might be a little bit harder. Yeah. But guess what? You ain't got to look over your shoulder. You don't have to worry about getting violated. You don't have to worry about getting incarcerated because you're not breaking any laws. And the same stress and struggle that you're going to feel on the illegal side or the legal side, it don't change, other than you're operating in a way where you don't have to look over your shoulder. My dogs are going crazy. They lit. Number 2, reason that individuals end up getting incarcerated, locked back up, etc., is relationships. Man, this is key. This is key. To my fellas, I'm going to speak specifically to y'all right now. But it's not just to my fellas, it's to the ladies too. If you're coming home from incarceration, right? If you're coming home from incarceration, I want you to ask yourself this. Do I know myself? Do I know myself in 1 week? Do I know myself in 1 month? Does it take me 2 months to know myself? Ask yourself this before you come. Well, some people do see this stuff because everybody got to jump. But you know what I'm saying? Ask yourself that. When you first come home, if you're first coming home right now, you ain't been home 90 days. Ask yourself, do I know myself? Do I know myself? And the reason I'm asking you that is because if you don't know yourself, then the last thing you should be doing is trying to get into a romantic relationship. That is the last thing you should be doing, is trying to get in a romantic. Now, I know if you've been locked up, you get lonely. Companionship, man. Come on, man. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And when you get that first taste, it tastes good. And I'm just saying, just you're able to hold hands again for the first time. You're able to go to a place and just have fun with somebody, have a conversation with somebody. For me, I ain't got to be surrounded by dudes no more. I can sit down with my wife or take a walk, But when you first come home, don't rush the situation. I talk to people all the time. Man, I can't wait. You don't know who he is, and he don't know who he is, or vice versa, the lady, until you are together. I said something earlier, and I'll say it again here. When it comes to relationships, easy to get into them with a person, but hard to get out of. You don't know a person until you see how they react and respond when they get a flat tire, or when they lose money, or if there's a death in the family, or if they're around their ex. You don't know. You got to go through some things in order to know who you're dealing with. My brother says, stay focused on building that foundation, shelter, clothing, and food. You better believe it. Stay focused on the basics. Going back to that, keeping up with the Jones. Stay focused. Build your foundation first. True and do these out here. But with the relationships, man, know who you're dealing with. And if you move too fast, anybody that's reading it, if you move too fast, it's okay. Understand that sometimes you have to let go. JB the Bad says, most of us hate to be called followers or yes men, but the majority of us are doing the things we're doing just because somebody else is doing it. Sure indeed. It's conditioning. We see it. It's funny. Nobody wants to be trendsetters. Not in that way. Right? The trendsetters, we over here, we going crazy. We live. The trendsetters are the ones that were brave enough to do their own thing, to choose their own path. when you look at it, right? I mean, when you really look at it, we're going to talk about black entrepreneurs right now. Most black entrepreneurs in this country are first generation entrepreneurs, which means there's not enough wealth yet to be passed down to the generations after. Most of us are figuring out the mud, right? But most of us are doing something the rest of our family didn't do, our friends, etc. And we're taking leaps and we're jumping into places and going down. It's the only way, man. Stop going down the same exact path that everybody else did and expect different results. It don't work like that. If you want different results, if you don't want to be like everybody else, what they dealing with, the drama, the whatever it is, don't do what they do. 9 times out of 10, the majority of them are moving off the same conditions. What do? The average person works 9 to 5, can't wait to be off at night. They're gonna get us a drink. They're gonna go get a drink for sure. And then on the weekends, we're gonna turn all the way up. That's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna take none of that time to put into our dream, our hustle, our vision, our business, our brand. We're not doing that. But we're gonna run that liquor store though. You feel me? Stop doing like everybody else. I told my brother back then, man, a couple years back, I said, yo, take the money. Take the money you would have spent at the liquor store and invested in something decent. Invested in some. Back then, I was talking about Dogecoin. Don't get at me over the Dogecoin. But I was like, yo, good. Get into cryptocurrency or something. And like 1 or 2 people listen. Everybody else, they're still doing. I get it. My man says, I recommend staying sober and leaving off clubbing, drinking, smoking, things of that nature as well. Stay focused. Hey, I'm gonna say this. I don't drink. I'm proud of that fact. I used to drink. I don't, and I'm better off for it. Teach his own, right? I do smoke. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? But that's for medicinal reasons, etc. But as far as drinking, that's a no-go. Why? I like to be upright. I like to know what's going on. I like to be coherent. And I remember watching this joint that 50 Cent had did this piece, and he said, man, when he goes to the clubs, he orders a bottle. And what he does is he pours drinks. He makes sure everybody got their drinks around him. By the time the bottle gets to him, it's empty. When his assistant gets to him, it's empty. So he has his assistant take the bottle, go back to the bar, fill it with ginger ale, and then that's what he's sipping off of the whole rest of the night. So he's still got to feel aesthetically, he's not killing everybody's, mood. He's not judging anybody for drinking the whole time he's sober. And I'm gonna love what a piece that he dropped about it that I love, that I really, kind of motivated me, encouraged me. This isn't for the wrong reasons. This is why I'm speaking on. Everybody should think about this. He said while he stayed sober and everybody continued to drink, the rest of the room got dumber. And they began to give up their secrets, their business and all that. And it allowed him to position himself better when it came to business or whatever he was doing. I'm not saying that's the main motivation, but for me, I'm like, dang, when I was drinking, was I starting to give up too much information? Was I, you know what I'm saying? You can be in a good mood and be like, yeah, bro, back and da-da-da. I don't want to move like that. But yeah, they're also expensive. If you a bottle dude, you going to the clubs and you getting $200, $300 bottles, tighten up, you tripping, you bugging, you crazy. I don't even understand that. Same anybody that's still spending $400 or still, I know it was spending $400 on shoes, $600 on whatever, jeans and shit. I don't know what people stop. Come on, man. Anybody that I've ever spoke to that actually had acquired wealth, that moved the way that that lived that, just the things you envision, ain't nobody doing that, bro. All of that is a ploy, and it's a systematic scheme to keep the poor or spending their money and feeding the beast of the wealthy, man. Everybody else, they're going to TJ Maxx, Marshalls, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's spending $600, man. Shout out to everybody that's been hopping on too. One of the other reasons, man, the individuals are getting locked back up or locked up. Old patterns being hung on to. I interpret that a couple of different ways, man. You know when it's time to switch up. You know when you've been moving wrong. You know the feeling, your gut instinct. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you ever been moving wrong, you just know there's something inside you that says, yo, this is wrong or this is right, right? So when I look at old patterns being hung on to, I think about the individuals that are coming home from prison, right? And they've been locked up 6 years, 10 years, whatever. And the first thing they do, they run into the club. Now, I'm not here to judge anybody, but I've been out here for 3+ years. I live in Atlanta, and I can tell you one of the main places you're going to get in trouble at is the club. After dark, at the club where there's alcohol in the mix, Yo, it's about percentages. So if I know there's trouble here, I don't want to be here. I can't control every aspect of trouble, drama, negativity, etc. that may come my way. But what I can do is, in the meanwhile, I can say, you know what? I'm gonna lessen my percentage here of getting into trouble by avoiding this space. Yo, you know what? My homeboy, he's on straight BS. I love him, but we're gonna stick to FaceTimes because I can't be around him. Yo, you know what? I'm not gonna let such and such give me a ride to work because I don't never know if they dirty. Now, before your incarceration, before probation, all that, you might not have thought that way. But once you've been incarcerated, once you have a number over your head, once there's time, once there's something that's applied, you have to move different. You have to take all things into consideration, specifically what caused you to be locked up or put on probation or under scrutiny in the first place. What actions and activities can I change in regards to how I've been moving? For me, I've changed a lot of my old patterns. Will I say I've changed them all? No, I'm a work in progress. But man, I did my time and I'm off papers because I changed the ones that needed to be changed for sure ASAP. Those were the ones I worked on. Another thing that individuals get locked up either for the first time or back locked up for is mental health issues. Mental conditioning, emotional stability, emotional intelligence, any of that, man. Just where you at mentally. That's how I'm gonna say that. For my brothers and sisters coming home from the pen, listen, please understand the world is different, right? The world is different now. More than like, if you've been locked up for 5 years, the world probably changed at least once. If it's the last 5 years, the world's changed like 2-3 times in between that. Yo, when you come home, do your due diligence when it comes to mental health. If you got to get on Google and just start seeking mental health, shout out to Reform Alliance. I think I just got like 3 months of free mental health through BetterHelp. There's a bunch of nonprofit organizations, etc. They'll give it to you. Even if you don't think you need it, go. You went through a traumatic experience and you'd be surprised how many brothers I speak to, I get that phone call from them and their loved one. They like, yo, I'm back in jail. I snapped out. I got into it with such and such. I didn't know how to respond. Or all of a sudden, I had one brother, he told me I had a flashback. He said it felt like he was on Greensville again. That's how I ended up getting locked back up. I'm glad he's home. He told me I could talk about that. We were actually going to have a brother up here. But listen, it's real. Do the due diligence. Do your own mental health checkup. You know what I'm saying? If you feel yourself slipping or even if you don't, like I said, treat it like an oil change. You know, your car might not start riding crazy, but when you get to a certain part of miles, you're supposed to go get that oil change anyways. You're supposed to get a physical every year. Do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying, to make sure you're good so you can respond rather than react out here. A lot of people are getting caught because they're not equipped. The emotional intelligence level, they're quick to react rather than respond. And you can't always do that. Not just when you're looking at just somebody that's coming home from prison, but when you look at society as a whole, it's a shoot first society now. So you have to move different. You want to stay out of altercations, out of verbal altercations, etc. You want to move in a place of respect. You want to make sure everything's okay, man. So definitely, I think that's one of the reasons individuals end up getting locked up. And the last one, man, that I'm gonna get on to today really quick is people don't ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to be very transparent in safe spots, but whether it be with your family or if you don't have family, maybe the church, or if not the church, maybe a nonprofit organization. If not any of those things, you know what I'm saying, come over here to We God, holler at us. You know, I got to plug out our 501. But there's somebody out there that you can say, hey, now, maybe everybody you go to when you say I need this, they're not able to supply that. But sometimes it's just getting it out there. You don't know what type of help and support is out there unless you ask, unless you put yourself out there, unless you speak up. A lot of people that I know, they waited till it was too late. Their situation could have been different. They might not would have had to make that crazy decision that they felt like they had to make if they asked for help earlier. They may not have been in a, you know, it's just that. Don't wait till it's too late. You know, to my people that's coming home from prison, if financial issues or if that's an issue, and you know the bills are going to be due on the 1st, and you don't have a plan, and it's the 11th, you got to start getting help. You got to start, you know, whether it's, hey, I need a day job, temp work, whatever it is, you got to go find that help. Hey, y'all, how can I get a job quick? Or what can I do? How can I get on door? Whatever it is, because everybody doesn't know anything. So when it comes to help, I would also say that's why it's important to have a good support system. And if you don't have one, develop one. Again, there's plenty of places. 9 times out of 10, where you're at, of course, you're in the more rural areas, and maybe a little bit more harder to find. But there's always different help organizations, churches, etc., that are willing to help it. Whether a lot of times when it comes to food and clothing, shelter, etc., you have a lot of workforce development centers now that will help you find a job, to help you develop your resume, etc. There is help out there. You can go to the employment commission in your city. There's different things, but the bottom line is don't help. Me, I was not bashful. I thought about everything I was going to need for like the next 12 months. And then with the first month, I was very vocal with everybody around me. Hey, look, this is what I'm working on. This is what I might need. Or, this is what's going to allow me to be successful and keep going and stay on probation. Whatever it is, that was the conversation I had with my people. So don't wait till it's too late to ask for help, man. Those are some of my reasons or statements, I guess, in regards to how you cannot get locked up. If you pay attention to those things, man, I guarantee your success rate will be a lot higher, because oftentimes we overlook some of the things I just spoke about. So yeah, that was how not to get locked up or go back to prison. Again, if you watch this, if you're moved by it, man, thank you, man. Thank you for just spending time on the platform. We're getting more into teaching now. We're getting ready to get into facilitating and group facilitation, like I spoke on one of the lives earlier on Facebook, I believe. If you want to get involved with anything that I got going on, and when I say that with We God specifically, what we're going to be doing, We God is a 501c3. Jefferson Ellie, my brother, is the founder and is dedicated basically educating and empowering. Is weaving education, genealogy, occupation, and destiny. I always say development. That's my spin on it. But we are here to educate and empower. We're not here just to bring you the information, but we're here to also show you how to utilize it and be successful. The 1, 2, and the 3. There's a difference. Salute to all the nonprofit organizations, advocates, etc. And we look forward to hopefully, partnering with you guys, coming together at the table and really accomplishing some major things. Because, man, just a random thought. What if we all moved together from one city in space to another? And we just made an impact there. And then we went to what if we all took time to support each other's events? So we're going to be fighting for stuff like that as well. In the meantime, if you're not part of an organization, even if you are, I don't care. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, 5%, whatever, I don't care. Buddhist, gamer, whatever it is, whoever you are, if you're a leader, if you're an educator, if you're a teacher, if you're a facilitator, matter of fact, I don't care if you know how to speak. Maybe you're good at internet. Maybe you're good at helping us develop content, because we need people that are going to rally together, be serious, be consistent, and are dedicated to making a change. And no, over here, we're not definitely, we working on, so we want it to be beneficial for everybody that's involved. That's what I'm going to say right now. If you're one who gives lectures, if you're one who's a group facilitator, if you're one who teaches, message me ASAP. Let's start working. Let's start connecting. I've got some really dope ideas, me and my brother, ways that you can get involved. Your voice can be heard. You can cause an impact. And if you're watching this, I know you can. If you're somebody that's good with web development, if you're somebody that's good with just writing, whatever it is, don't underestimate whatever it is that you may be able to bring to the table. We need you. We are looking to build something that's going to cause an impact. Impact is caused through education. And through education, people are empowered. And through empowerment, results are brought forth. So shout out to that, man. Anybody message me, like I said, we just ready to work, man. Shout out to Bar Business, man, my own Emily, everybody, man. Emily, Monique, Catchmore, everybody. I always try to shout everybody out, and I always forget half of everybody's names, because that's just what I do. It's been a long week. I appreciate y'all as always for getting up here, spending your time. It's midday, but I'm gonna rerun this or whatever. So hopefully y'all see it in the evening. If you're moved by this, please share this. Help us grow in the algorithms, get the message out there, get the lessons out there, etc. We really are about to go on this run to make some change. And boy, they don't let me off papers. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to work again. I'm back in the building. So yeah, let's get to it. Y'all enjoy your Fridays, man. And jewel of the day. I said it earlier. Stop allowing temporary people to become or be a part of permanent decisions in your life. Yeah. Don't let the people that's gonna come and go be part of the decision process when it comes to what's gonna be permanent in your life. That's it, man. Be blessed on a Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Get some of that sunshine, fresh air. That's what it is. Till next time. Peace.